Hello friends, welcome to C# Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. In this sub-series, we are learning about the C# graphical interface. So it's simply called as GDI+. In this video, we are going to draw a plain rectangle. That means here we will be covering the X and Y location, that means the top left corner, width and height. Then we will perform the drawing. So here are the video decks from the previous 3-part video. So first here we are handling the click event for this draw button. BTN draw, that's the name, and event is click. Next we are creating a rectangle object and the reference is rect. Then we are feeding the information from our UI. So txt x.text, that means X. Then we are reading input from Y. Then we are reading input width, then height. So here you can see how the information is fed into our code. 1, 2, txt width, which is 3, then height. Since this text property will return the number entered here in the form of string, we are making call to int32.parse. So this will convert the integer or number or the string which is containing the number, so that will get converted into int32. So you can clearly see here we are not doing any validation. That means when you are providing the input here, you have to enter the number. You should not enter A or B. Here we are just learning the GDI+, and we don't need to complicate our coding with the validation. But when you are writing the real world application, that time you have to validate this. You can use a try pause, all those stuff, and then you can check whether it is returning null, all those stuff. Alright, so now these functions int32.parse will return the integer, and the input given is a integer in the form of a string, right? So the value 1 here goes to rectangle we already created. We specify the location X and Y with these two input. Then we specify width and height of the rectangle. Let's say this is the black screen, right? X is 80. That means let's consider this is 80 in X direction. Then in Y direction we gave 50. Y direction it will be 50 here, and in X direction let's say this is 80. So that means this is the top left corner which is specified by X comma Y. Then we specify width and height. Width, if you see, 150. Let's say this is width 150. Then height we provided it as 90. So rectangle will be drawn like this. Alright, so that's the rectangle which is not yet drawn here. We just have the dimension top left corner location X comma Y. Then from there a rectangle will be span based on the width and height property. Next here, this is our drawing canvas, right? Drawing canvas. let's say this is 5 drawing canvas and the control is here. This is what drawing canvas. In the previous video we saw all the control name, and now you know which control we are referring. Drawing canvas dot create graphics. So this is the method we are calling on this panel object, and this will return a graphics object. So once a graphic object is returned, you can invoke all the GDI plus functionality on this graphic object. Alright, now we are having the graphic object. Let's call this as A. Here we are creating a pen. Pen is a GDI plus object, right? And for the pen we are giving a color dot golden rod. That means a somewhat yellow color, and we hold the reference here, pen. So if you see here, first we grab the graphic object from this panel, then we create a pen object. Then for this graphic object we are making call to a clear method. Suppose if already something is drawn, let's say previously rectangle is drawn here with this dimension, then you are changing the x and y location or the size and width property, and after that you are drawing. So we want to erase the previously drawn rectangle. Let's say this is the previously drawn rectangle, and when we paint it with a color dot block, so clear, that's the method, and we are giving it as color dot block. That means .NET GDI will the graphic object will repaint this entire location from here to here, because we are calling grp.clear. grp is the graphic object, and graphic object is returned from this drawing canvas, and this is the drawing canvas. So the graphics now knows that it needs to completely clear this panel. So clear in the sense now it will perform a painting. So when it paints the background with a black color, it will erase what is drawn here previously. After clearing, we make a call to draw rectangle on the grp object A dot draw rectangle. Then here if you see, we are giving the pen which we already created. Then here let's say this is a C rectangle, and we filled its location as well as width and height from this set of input, and we are passing that here. So after clearing the surface, it will perform the drawing. So that's what happens. Let's say this is our drawing canvas, and in that canvas, let's say we already drawn a rectangle, and now we changed the width and height with the same location. Let's say we increased the width as well as height. So what happens, first it will erase this by painting the entire canvas or panel with a black color. After that it draws this rectangle with the new dimension. Alright, that's all here. Now we will go to the Visual Studio, and we will write this code, and we will see how it is working. So previously in the video we discussed about this form design using the document outline view. Now we will select the draw button, then we will switch our mode to events, then double click on the click. So now we are handling the click event for this draw button. So first you have to use system.drawing.drawing2D. That's the namespace we need to draw a rectangle. After importing this namespace, so the code was already explained in the PowerPoint slide. In the click event, we are writing this code. First we create the rect object, then we retrieve the graphic object from our canvas, drawing canvas. If you see, this is our drawing canvas. The control type is panel, and we named it as a drawing canvas. So we retrieve graphics for that drawing canvas, so then we create a pen. After that we clear our drawing canvas and we perform our rectangle drawing. So the rectangle dimensions are retrieved here in this piece of code. So all these stuffs are already explained in the PowerPoint slide. Now we will run the code. So let's change the default dimension to x2 and y2. That means there is a little margin on the top left corner. That's what we specified. Width I am giving it as 100 and height I am giving it as 50. We are not using these radio boxes, and we hard coded the color when we are creating the pen. It is a golden rod color now, or pale golden. Okay, now let's click the draw and you can see the rectangle is appearing here. So this one is, you are seeing a gap, right? This one is x2, y2, then 150. That's the dimension, width 100 and height 50. So to experiment this, now let's increase the size of x. So we are changing the position now, and other dimensions are same, and you can see how the rectangle is shifting. You see? Now we will go for 50 and it will further shift on the x-axis. Now y I am giving it as 50 and it will come down now. Then width I am giving it as 200. Let's see. Okay. Then height I am giving it as 100. You see? This is how drawing is performed, and here we just drawn a rectangle. If you need, you can perform drawing of a circle also. So we came back to our code. Let's comment this rectangle and we will use grp dot draw circle, and there is no circle. That means we have to use ellipse, draw ellipse, and pen. Here we are giving pen so we already have pen, so we will give the pen, and rectangle also we are having, so I'm giving it. Only I changed the function name, draw ellipse. Now if you see, I can simply click draw. This time it will draw the ellipse. And if you want to draw a circle and let's have same width and height, this will perform the circle. Alright, so this is the outer layer. So for example, here I'm highlighting it, right? So this is the rectangle, and from this rectangle circle will be derived. Alright, that's all here in this video, and we are not going to use ellipse. We will stick with a rectangle and we will proceed further in the next coming video when we learn the pen and brushes. So this code will be available in the video description. You can make use of that code, or you can start typing if you like the IntelliSense and want to know what other functionality available with each object. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.